This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal, and today is Sunday, August 15th, 2021. The title of this rant is, Don't Blame Joe for Afghanistan. Blame the three previous presidents, especially Bushy. Kabul is going to fall tonight. The president or whoever runs the country's left the country already. This has happened very, very fast. No one anticipated it would happen nearly this fast. And, why has it gone so fast? I mean, the military in Afghanistan, which numbered over 300,000, much more so than the Taliban, basically gave up without a fight, dropped their arms, ran, blended into the community. There were no shots fired, basically, in this. This was a bloodless coup, so to speak. Do not blame Joe for this. Look at the actions of the three previous presidents as to why Afghanistan is falling so quickly right now. Because let's remember, there was never, ever a true end game for Afghanistan. There was never, ever a complete, comprehensive, cohesive strategy. And the American people were always, and I mean always, lied to, not just by the presidents, but by the military itself. They knew that this was, let's just say, a shithole country, and that all of their actions would go down the toilet in a minute if they left. And that's exactly what happened. Now, I know a lot of people are screaming about, oh, what about Germany? What about Japan? We have troops there. We've had them there since World War II. Yeah, well, they were industrialized societies, and when we destroyed their economies in 1945, by 1965, they were well-functioning Western-style democracies with a tremendous amount of industrial output. That's not the case in Afghanistan. There's nothing going on there that's any good, And we've known all along that Afghanistan is a failed state. It is rife with corruption all over the place. It is just inept. There is tremendous amount of grift, tremendous amount of nepotism, incredible amount of theft. And just two examples. There's going to be more poppy grown in Afghanistan this year than any other year since we went in there. We were supposed to get rid of all that. We drove the farmers to the Taliban because of our inept policies and all of this. There was an article, it had to have been 10 years ago, I can't remember how long, but it was talking about how upset the military was because they had found out that officials in the Afghan government were looting the treasury and basically buying vacation homes in Doha in their kids' names who weren't even 10 years old because they knew that they could get away with it. Now, I am, like many, many others, just livid about what the situation is going to happen to the women in Afghanistan. At the same time, we got to be realistic. They're half a world away. The United States cannot be the policeman or the police all the human rights violations throughout the world. We just can't do it. And we also need to put other blame out there. There's a tremendous amount of minerals in Afghanistan, trillions of dollars worth. And a lot of countries are in there trying to exploit that type of a thing. They haven't tried very hard to help the United States make this a functioning country. And I'm talking about Russia, China, India, Pakistan, Iran, Saudi Arabia. You could also include Turkey in there, Syria. And there's then the host of the stand countries. They're their neighbors. They should have been helping out much more so than they were before. They're the ones that are continuing to let the warlords run around, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, but the biggest blame needs to go to basically three people, the war criminals from the United States, George Bush, Dick Cheney, and Don Rumsfeld, who knew that this was going to happen to Afghanistan when they dropped the ball on Afghanistan and went into Iraq. Because, let's just say, people knew that this would happen, and they said that this would happen in Afghanistan because they knew the history of what was going on in Afghanistan. And let's remember that the first big lie of the 21st century was weapons of mass destruction. And that's what allowed them to drop the ball and to do that. So this is a terrible, terrible situation. But the American people were continually lied to by 3 previous presidents and the military. And right now, this is the fate that's going to happen. Other countries need to step up, and the United States needs to step aside.